Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Sean. How's your morning going?
Well, all the mornings are hectic, but doing all right. Doing all right. So, yeah, no, we're doing fun things here this morning. Just getting the timer set to be roughly accurate for the players. Players that are just kind of into their deployments now. Here on day two, Dallas Open, game four. So long day yesterday. Finished up, had a great meal, and had a chance to hang out with everyone here. So we're looking forward to another exciting day of action. Thanks for coming and taking the early shift here with me. I don't know if we'll have anybody else in the booth, but we have room. So also, by the way, never gave away a single set of card sleeves, and not going to be doing anything extra to do that. I think we're leaving the one hoop of asking the questions. So it's just. No one's helping out anybody here, so I think they're all keeping it for Friday Night Fights giveaway. So, just hanging out back here. I don't think anybody knows I'm back here, to be honest, Michael. So, just a big banner in the corner that I'm hiding behind. So, but we are ready for exciting action. We got a new table today. If you guys check that out in the top, the live feed there. Players are just into deployment. We're going to see Matthew Millam back on the table. Again, he played yesterday. And then we have Reagan Dugan, who's playing for the first time on stream. So I don't know the exact record of the guys, but I think they're up there either 2-1s or 3-0s. So I think Matthew is leading the pack. So I'm just not sure how the TTO is sourcing that out. So. But nonetheless, we're pretty excited. So got people in the chat as well. B. Smith checking in here. Nick Coleman checking in. Bernard checking in from Ottawa, standing by. Striker asking how the tacos went. Ironically, we had tacos for lunch, but last night I had wings, salad, and salmon. It went stellar though. So I was so hungry last night. So hungry after a day sitting in the chair. So I wanted to walk around last night and like go explore. And I was like, man, I've been sitting all day. My legs are so cramped up. And everyone else is like, I've been standing all day. The last thing I want to do is walk. So. But since I'm a bully, we went for a walk. So I got my way last night, so I made the guys feel bad that no one hung out with me. So and we had breakfast tacos before the stream today. Well, that's good. Awesome. I'm glad that the taco infiltration is wide and rampant. So let's have a look at a couple things here, Michael. As I said, we have Reagan and Matthew, round 4, 9 a.m. Sunday, May 1st. Here we are. We're hanging out here. We do appreciate all of the folks too. I don't know if I mentioned yesterday, but we do this because we know we have support from all the people, and you guys help us out by being here each week and helping us out and wanting us to do things. So I want to share that appreciation. So that's coming from me and all the guys that help make it happen. So. Michael and I are, like I said, we're going to be your entertainers. I'm going to entertain you from the hallway here. I'm not really a hallway, but it looks like I am. Michael's in the comfort of his own home, which is fun. And then the guys are set up at the table. It's looking pretty good. So we'll do quick introductions here. That is not who we're talking about. We are going to talk about Matthew here. Maybe we'll do the lists here, Michael. I'll let you start on the list. I'm going to see how close the players are to start, just so we don't miss any starts. So go ahead.
Okay. Give me one moment to find. I had him somewhere a little easy to read. So Matthew is playing Imperialist. He's an Imperial officer with Electro-Binox Op Vader with Force Push, Force Choke into the fray. 2 Stormtroopers sporting a T-21B and a Stormtrooper Specialist. 2 Snowtroopers sporting Flamethrower, an extra Snowtrooper, and frag grenades. 1 more Snowtrooper with Gideon Hask, Comms Tech, frag grenades, and an HQ uplink. And 3 Scout Troopers, the full units, with Duck and Cover. So we will move on there.
Ready to go?
Oh, they're saying I have an echo.
You do have an echo?
Interesting. I don't know. I'll try to get through the second list, and then I'll see if I can figure out what's going on.
Okay, yeah, that's a little strange.
Okay.
Yeah. A little strange. We're running in a slightly different way today through the Roadcaster. I don't know how to. Huge echo from Michael. Okay, well, we can see what we can try to sort out around that. I can try to make some adjustments here. So I will read the next one here real quick, and then I'll see what I can do. I'm going to message someone here to help me out real quick.
So apologize for the echo, but clones, we have Reagan playing Anakin Skywalker with Saber Throw, Force Push, Tenacity, Endurance. Padme with Vigilance, R2-D2 with no upgrades. Phase 1 Clone Troopers ×3. A Wookiee Warrior Kashyyyk Defender sporting a Bowcaster and Overwatch. And a Saber Tank with the Twin Laser Turret, Armor Piercing Shells, and Linked Targeting Array.
All right. Just seeing if I could do. I'm just gonna put that on and just see. Just maybe go again, Michael, and see if that.
Yep. So we'll shout out to the stream, see if that helped fix the echo or if that's still around.
That's a neater.
So let us know if that's any better, any worse, still the same.
And if not, I can switch back to one more thing. It just might cut off our. Oh, that fixed it.
Awesome.
Let's just check, make sure we're good for the rest of folks. So it didn't just fix it for Striker somehow. Keep talking, Michael.
I'm gonna keep talking, but everybody says it sounds better, so hopefully that's what we needed.
Oh, okay. Okay, excellent. Look at me go on the fly here, boys and girls.
Thank you, everybody in the chat, for helping us with a little technical feedback, so we can.
Excellent. We just made one audio change for our second mic user. So again, not having a second mic user, we don't necessarily have that fired up. But anyway, let's get to the table while we can. So again, we switched tables, so we're going to go for a little bit more of an organic feel today. That is, for some reason, a frozen camera view, because that is not picking up that table view there. Good. Table view, so far side's good. Near side. All right, I just need to go fix that camera there, Michael, because I feel like.
Yep. Okay, so we're a little more technical difficulty.
There's been a few folks in and around the table, so I'm just trying to minimize the bumping. Okay, so that one is.
That one's good.
Definitely feeding. This one's feeding. That one's feeding. And the top view. Okay, I think they're working now. I think I just had to do a quick reset on that. Looks like the players are there. I'm going to just go wave in front of the cameras, Michael.
Yep.
So that we can get. That one looks like it's moving.
Yeah, there's movement.
Just looks like that's got a bit of a jitter. That one's definitely feeding live. That one's feeding.
That one's live.
And then that one's feeding live. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, I think that one's just maybe a little bit jittery there. Turn off one more feed as well. They look like they're going. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so this is our kind of views here for today, and we have fairly interesting setup here with the saber facing off across from the Empire here, Empire Vader that is. So that overhead shot kind of gives you a bit of a setup. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to see some of the models as they move in and amongst the units, especially the white on green. So we'll do our best to kind of walk you guys through all of the units as they're played. For the table itself, we're going to be playing Intercept. So I will mark off the points for you as best I can, and then we're going to be playing. I just forgot to switch that. Sorry, it is. The red player is going to be the Empire, and the blue is the clones. I always forget to change that symbol. So it's blue clones, as you guys know. Just I catch the symbol, and if it's not red or CIS, they all look the same. But it is going to be supply drop, and we are playing rollout. So yeah, the A-wing is in fact illegal. So I am going to see if the players can help me out in terms of marking an objective. I'm just going to see if I can grab one of the objective markers, and then I'll get the players to help me out with measurements, and then this way you guys will be able to see where that is. So let me go there quickly, Michael, and just get them to put a range 1 down for me.
Oh, look at that. Sean's right on again.
There we go. No, you know what? You guys will still use your official measurements, but if they migrate, I will have you pinned on center so that I can help you. Yeah, and you're good. That's perfect. All right, so that one actually worked out to be quite nicely. Um,
Yep.
I don't use this as official measurements for players, but what I did discover yesterday, it was very helpful for players to um, locate the the center of the objective. So if there's any question about migration, yesterday one of them did skew slightly to the side. So this I don't use this for official measurements, but it is great for location to rough approximation of where they started. So there we go. And let me know if those. I'll have to leave them kind of bright because if I dim them down, you won't be able to see them at all. So
Yep. I think they're okay there.
there we go.
Do you have supply drop markers as well, Sean? Since you're not doing enough, we'll throw some more things at you.
Supply drop markers. To be perfectly honest, and I'm just going to turn off one more thing to run that a bit more smoothly. Just noticed the internet here is not as quick as it was yesterday. I did a little bit of a feed through that. I might just go try one more thing, Michael, to fix
Okay.
it, put you in the top view. Just because I want to get that just right. So.
Welcome to the 17 people that are hanging out with us as we get set up for the first round on day 2. See who else have we not shouted out yet? Liam, thanks for joining. JD Nielsen, Nick Coleman, Stan, thanks for being here. Henrik, Phoenix Games, of course. Thanks for casting yesterday. And Thomas calling in from Norway. Welcome.
Just doing a quick reset on one of those. All right, we'll see if we can manage that. We're taxing the equipment here heavily, but I think that seems to be running smoothly. That seems to be running perfect. Thank you. Players are
Welcome, Noah.
To go. Yeah, just I'm a fussy guy to make sure things are running as crisp as possible. So, and I think, oh, thank you very much, Zach. Yeah, so there we go. I just want to make sure that there's not awkward for you guys at all. So I think we're good. Just gonna pop the dice cam. Boom.
Looks like we're about to get cards. So
yeah, we are about to get cards. I'll just make sure we got that on every screen. Good, 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 and excellent, excellent, excellent. There we go. Thank you, guys. Make that a bit bigger. Hero of the Clone Wars, it looks like, and Darkness Descends. So there we go. I think I'll keep you guys in top view just for now. I think you guys know what the score is and what turn we're in. Players got about 2:04 on the clock, not official, but pretty close. And away we go, Michael. All right, I want to welcome the 16 that we have. Thanks for checking in, and thanks for just bearing with me as I get that stuff done. I got to run back and forth, and that is the only downside. But you got Michael's smooth voice to keep you entertained there. So. All right.
Should be well rested since I haven't used it on stream for a while.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm just going to make that smaller and stick it down here, I guess, for now. Yeah, so Michael, intercept, no scoring here for the Sabres. So puts them at 7 scoring units to Matthew's 10. So right off the hop, it's definitely going to be a bit of an uphill battle in terms of that. Sabre, it has the ability to certainly kill some activations in single shots, especially with those fire supports. And we do have a few extra added motivators on the other side to keep people away from the middle. That being Anakin, and with Pat's ability to feed and help out, I think that's going to be certainly a buff for the clones for sure. So there's definitely that aspect. So.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing as this game starts will be seeing how aggressive players want to be. Do they go for that middle point round 2, or do they play for the long game and basically decide the 2 points at the end are more important than the extra point round 2?
Yeah, no, 100%. So, and I'm happy to report, I think we just had a loose cable that was causing that little feed issue. Um, so I think I watched Matthew play yesterday, and he also played Intercept. He played Intercept against Ryan's Empire with Dubaks. And so what he did, very similar to what he has here, is he's used those naked scouts to really push forward or push into the intercept points and kind of get those early scores. He went for that. So supply drops are being pulled here. Guys are being really nice. It looks like they're going to be taking the back to there. So I'm just going to check with players, make sure they're going to leave the one they're going to take. Yeah, so players are just going to do that for us, which is really kind. So, and sorry, Michael, you asked me before. You asked me about marking supply drop points.
Yep, if you're able to do it.
Yeah, I don't know if I have anything just pulled up real fast for that.
Okay, don't worry about it then.
Maybe we'll just try to get. Well, I mean, they got them on there. We'll assume when the cards come up.
Yep, if they're showing cards, it helps out. So
yeah. But yeah, no, I was saying he's been pressing up with the scouts and really pushing that. Yesterday they were coming from a battle lines position. Today's coming from a rollout position. But I think a similar tactic is going to be used here with those scouts really pressing up. The clones don't necessarily want to be short range, specifically with a lot of units. But I think that with Matthew pressing early, Reagan might have to get up a little bit. Like, so I can see that Saber taking center position and doing a lot of standby shenanigans with that center circle being something that you're going to be within range 2 of the Saber, specifically if it's on top of that first set of steps. So I wouldn't be surprised if that is where it tries to live for the entirety of the game.
Yep.
And then I think you're going to maybe see Matthew try to bring it down as best he can. But at some point, he's going to have to feed that objective if he wants to score the points, and he might discover that scoring the points early is going to be his best strategy because attrition's going to take hold eventually.
Yeah, and the scouts moving up and around real fast. I wonder if they were angling to get into the side arc of that Saber.
Likely, maybe
get some impact shots.
Response here, we're seeing that right now. As Reagan's shifting out. Looks like he's going to try to shift out and get shot at scouts. Those naked scouts are really good though, Michael, because with the low profile changes, the ability to really shrug off hits is great. Looks like Reagan's just trying to escape the outside of that the door threshold there with an aim, and then trying to get early act kills here. So. I'm not sure what they've called cover. I assume maybe light for most of the bushes. But I will confirm with the players at the end of turn 1 here, just to pick up on what they're calling.
I would assume buildings are heavy, brush is light.
Yeah, I think that's a fair estimation. So. Shout outs to Anthony, who's rocking a 3-0 record. So, not that we give any special treatment, but we do for the Friday Night Fights crew. So he's rocking a 3-0 record out there. Michael Larson also that is an opening shot. Okay, yep, that's what the Saber says.
Saber goes burr, as Paul likes to say.
Yeah, yep. Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll just say all the dice are going to hit you, and Matthew's going to need to respond here.
So yep. Probably a heavy cover will take 2 away, or light cover up to duck and cover, and I guess 3. So with low profile as well.
3 here, and yeah, and then I'm thinking he's rolling 6. I think is what we're going to look at here. So that's not great for scouts, but they are white defense surging scouts. So he could So there we go. See how many ends up rolling here. He does roll 6. He saves not enough. So that will be a quad. And that's what Sabers do.
And you were talking about that activation difference. That's how you even that out.
But Matthew's going to need to press for those points because just trying to run into standby Sabers later is going to have a similar result. It's interesting
Yep.
that he. There we go. That's I think a special forces activation there. It is quite interesting that he did not that he did not deploy those scouts on the inside where he had a bulk of his units backing that up. Um,
Yep.
just to keep that saber in that trough because now he's shifted out. The saber shifted out, so now
Yep.
the units are going to need to respond by shifting out and shooting as opposed to potentially just a shoot aim shot, I should say. So, and that's kind of what we have the Empire looking at here. So this is I'm going to reverse this shot here, Michael, just so that the players are on the appropriate side. Just give me one moment on that. Boom. There we go. So that is what the Empire kind of have to look at as they move up the table there. And then the other view here, that's the Sabres looking down. So you got this really wide open lane on the left-hand side. And then the Sabres shifted, sorry, on the right-hand side. And the Sabre has shifted out left here. So, all right, let us know how we're sounding today, too, guys. Did that clear up everything in all views? And it's coming through strong. Sorry, I'm a bit nasally. I still have... Well, it's just I've been sick since February, so it's just how it is now. It's my new voice now. So, and let us know if the con rumble is at a manageable level as well. So, really like this green table. Looks great.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be a really fun table to play on. Both this one and the one from yesterday looked like they were set up great. Obviously, I haven't seen all the tables at the con, but what I've seen on stream looks
I did
looks
a
wonderful.
little 3-minute video this morning, just walking through and sort of talking about the tables. I'll throw that up too, just so you guys can see. So I just did that early. I was the first person down here this morning, so had a chance to have a quiet hall as I walked through, and I just sort of walked through the tables. That lower unit there, that is the other Naked Scout. So again, Matthew did this yesterday. Basically a 3-prong approach with these, and he probes in. So I think he's almost expecting to have them shot at, and it might be a little bit of a draw attention type unit as well. So pressuring that back objective. This is forcing Reagan to respond down and leave one of his clones on here. So the fact that he's going to need to leave one clone on here and have only potentially 6 scoring units for the middle still may help Matthew out, right? So if Matthew pressures the back objective, that forces Reagan to go 2 to score. Matthew likely has the ability to lock up his back one, just because I don't think Reagan can press down and cover all 3. So if Matthew commits 1, that means Reagan has to commit 2. That means 5 to the middle. And now with a few activations down, or an activation down rather, it still puts Matthew up in the middle. So it's going to be interesting. And then let's not forget that Vader can come in. He can force push people out. He can swing and kill units in his own right. So there is some swingy units on there. We do have a core activation here coming in from Matthew. We either sound great, Michael, or no one chose to ask questions. So it's super helpful. But if they're not complaining, then they're just intently listening. So that's great.
I would assume that's the case, because we did get feedback earlier when it wasn't.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that it's not changing on any of the different screens here. Sometimes that the audio settings are per screen, so I try to keep them consistent. I want to make sure I didn't miss any other loops. So
Zarvac says it's sounding good. So
most excellent. They might be on a little bit of a delay too, so I just have it set not quite as tight as we do for Friday Night Fights at home. So I just have it on the low latency, not the ultra low. So you guys have a bit more of a delay than typical. So yeah, no worries. We appreciate it, and we're happy to do it. So yeah, the replays are all up, by the way. All 3 games from day 1 are already up and loaded to YouTube, so you guys could go back and check those out if you didn't. All 3 games were great yesterday. Michael did game 1. I had Bryant do game 2, and Paul did game 3. So, and I think we might have a few people on for some games today. I think some people have some extra availability, so might jam
nice.
Be able to jam a couple crew members in. So, and if I ever get any co-casters here, we'll definitely. So Everybody's like playing games, Michael. This is weird. This is weird
I
thing.
know they fly down there to play games instead of broadcasts.
Yeah, it's
I don't
just
get it.
yeah, it's ridiculous. They I don't know what they're missing back here in the corner. So yeah, that A-wing really cool. So really cool. Um, that is some sort of clone unit moving up. I will get a confirmation for you guys each turn at the end, just so I know. So I'm gonna guess it's a phase one clone trooper unit.
Yeah, the clones were all naked
Yeah,
phase ones.
yes. Michael's getting my humor here. I'm
So,
trying to be astute, Michael.
but for anybody who's just tuning in that hasn't seen missed the list.
Yeah, all phase ones here. So we'll jump back in the list a few times here for you guys, but yeah, it's all phase ones here. And then Matthew does have a plethora of things. He's got 2 storms with T21s. He has a snowtrooper with a Gideon frag HQ up like in a comms, and he has 2 additional flame snow frag grenades. So I was speaking to a player yesterday after supper who had just been introduced for the first time to snow flame frags, and he said they're not a great time. Um, I had said that I wish I had told you that before you played against them. That would have been good intel to have. So yeah, they are nasty when they want to be.
Yes, they are.
So lots of time left. Hour 51 here. Players still in turn 1, so very early game here. Looks like neither player is too interested in getting to that middle. There we go. We do have a special forces activation over here. Oh,
Well, in all fairness, we did have one unit in the middle right away,
yeah,
and it quickly was not.
Yep, that's true. And then, excuse me, Reagan has responded in turn there by shifting up his clones to occupy the middle as well. So aggressive positioning here um, by Reagan to press up. Do have a set of Wookiee warriors on the other side too. Not to forget about those. Those guys are going to be great in that center objective, I think. So
Yeah.
sorry, Michael, just a little time out there to clear the notes. All right, so that looks like the T21 unit moving up. It's a nasty unit. Throws a good pool of dice. So Matthew's got a nice little mix here in this army of like kind of up close and personal range. He's got really up close and personal range, and he's got a decent range 3. And then of course he does have the Darth Vader in there. So no burst of speed on this Vader. He's got a choke push into the Frey Vader, and he's not afraid to get him in there. So Zarvak asking if anybody's working on anything while watching this today. I'm working on not screwing it up. That's what I'm currently working on, but I'm sure there's some hobbyists out there working on some more interesting things. Michael, what do you got going on the hobby table? Not currently, but like I don't think you're doing anything right now. But
Yeah, not at the moment. Lately, I've just been doing some D&D minis, just kind of little palette cleansing, so to speak. Doing some real fast stuff that doesn't take a lot of time. Throw some more color on than I normally do on my Legion units, and tried out some speed paints. So
okay, cool. That was a T21 and the standard stormtrooper shooting there. It looks like he has punched a few over cover. Not sure there was a. I think he just took the dice out and did a re-roll there with the targeting scopes. Sorry, not the targeting scopes. I think an aim that he had. So
looks like you got 2.
yeah, with precise. So Cleaning out a chicken coop. Okay, there we go. Anthony's really getting in there. So that's like terrain work. Um, Lord of the Ring Rangers of the North. There's Nick Coleman.
Nice.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so take it off. Two clones there. And I think there's one still straddling the line. They're scoring right tucked into the bottom of the stair there. So,
Yep, looks like it.
just checking to see what kind of range bands we have here. Players, as the games go on today, we're certainly going to see some tighter and tighter play here as things tighten up for players. So, all right, looks like we got a Wookiee movement here. So, Special Forces unit activating. Presuming that's an activation. Okay, nope, he's not in fact activating. That was just a psych move there. So we are going to get a core unit.
Yeah, I think that's that check out and see where everything is, and then figure out which one you like at the moment.
Pre-measuring, yeah. I will often just do that just with a range ruler and take a couple measurements so that I don't necessarily telegraph the exact trajectory of a unit. Knowing that a range ruler is just slightly shorter than a move too. But I just feel like when you put a mover tool down, while you're not locked into that, it does telegraph quite a bit. So I like to do about 3 measurements and really only want one of those, just to not really telegraph too many plays. I do have another phase 1 here activating. All the phase 1s are just naked phase 1s here at 52 points. Go back and give you guys a clone movement here as we again just typically slow turn ones as they take some time to develop here.
Yeah, I think there's enough firepower on both sides that approach is difficult. I'll say.
Yeah, non-scoring turn 1, 2. Just you need to be close. You don't need to be in there. So both units that have attempted to take center position have been dealt some punishment here. So I think losing 2 red dice save clones and losing 4 scouts is about equivalent. Maybe not on the points of the activation count, but I think that's both the results kind of expected there given the dice pools coming in. So looks like we do have I think that clone unit at the back just did an aim standby or a dodge standby, I think actually back there. So Matthew looks like he moved out. And then moving again. Staying out of that range 2 standby for sure, or the ability to grab a standby. All right, so looks like a shove up here. That looks like another. Can't tell if that's the Gideon unit or if that's the other DLT Storm, but or T21 Storm. But I'll make confirmation on that. I think it's Stormtrooper, or I think it's Snowtrooper at the back, Snowtrooper, and I think the darkened unit right in front of the lower Snowtrooper. I believe that is the Gideon unit, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But again, I'll verify for you. So, but I think he's pressing up with the 2 T21 units.
That would make sense.
All right, I'm not gonna. Oh yeah, no, he flipped the token, so we're good. We are in fact activating the Wookiees now. So I see the token is flipped over. But again, there's that play, right? Like and perhaps Matthew moved up in response of, hey, you've said you're gonna move, or it looks like you intended to move your Wookiees here. I'm not sure if you are going to, but I'm going to put this unit here just in case you wanted to, as potentially now changing where you want to cohere or move, or changing your mind a little bit. So I always say Legion is a lot about like asking questions and seeing what kind of responses or answers you get. So there's that is really truthfully what each activation is. I'm going to ask you a question with an activation, and you're going to tell me what your response is based on your next move. So Hendrick's got a question there. As a new player, I'm pondering about where to invest my money, Empire or CIS. So using online streams to get an idea of their playstyle and see if any of them seem more interesting than the other. We'll end up with both, I'm sure, but I'm just thinking about where to start. Since we have some time here and lots of interesting and knowledgeable folks in the chat, Hendrick, do you have any particular hopes for your Legion playstyle? Like, what kind of player are you? Aggressive, passive? Do you like named characters? Do you like splashy units? Do you like a lot of something? If you give us some intel, we could probably point you in the right direction. I don't think you're going to wrong with any choice, to be honest. But if you like Star Wars, I think you're probably already halfway there. But let us know. Wookiee's taking up center position here. So a double move, and again, asking that question. How do you want to be meleeed? Basically, is what Reagan has just asked here. So I know one guy on the table who's probably likely to respond to that. And he's like, can you withstand this firepower? Wookiee's got a lot of wounds, so they can. They can melt from big dice pools, big successful dice pools. So yeah, interesting.
Yep. I think to your comments on factions too. I think I've not played other war games, but from what I have heard other people talk about other war games, the factions are not as singular in play style as some games are. Meaning that CIS has the option of running a whole bunch of B1s and spamming out a whole bunch of units, but you can, on the flip side, also play Dooku, Grievous, and some Magnas and have a heavy hitting melee list with not a lot of units. So,
Michael, you're going to occupy the top box on the action cam today because I just turned off my other phone. Just making sure we had max bandwidth for everything, so people don't need to see me.
I'm not sure people want to see me either, but I guess I'll hang out up there for a little while.
You'll hang out up there. It's cool.
Prove that I am a real person.
That is true. So far, I've only seen arms, so I'm not sure that all the players have had bodies either. But I see a lot of arm action today. So this is just another shot here from the clone and a little tighter in, so you guys are able to get a few different ones. Just give you guys the full gamut of what's going on here. All right, so there you get a good shot of Vader, and like I said, I think that's Gideon's unit right in behind him. That looks like we're moving up a snow trooper unit there. Then again, giving that approach. So we got the Wookiees. The top view might not. Let me go back there for 1 second. The top view might not fully give you an appreciation for this center tower there. So if we look for the clone side, it is quite tall. So they're able to kind of line up behind this and cut off quite a bit of that approach. So similarly, the Empire will also be able to have that approach across that. So that piece is really tall. So if you can line up units behind it, you're going to block quite a bit. So the Saber is unfortunately going to have to move side to side to straddle that piece. I don't think it's going to be able to shoot from one side across to the other. So I think that's why we saw the Empire maybe come down one side, which is a bit of a surprise as to why the Scouts didn't take advantage of that and sort of tuck in. But that's for me to question and not for me to know, I guess. So.
Well, I do think the one thing that happened though was with those Scouts out there early, the tank moved right away in reaction to that, and I haven't seen him take advantage of it. But now that the tank is on that side, the other side is open.
It certainly is, and I think that's why he's had to respond with his Wookiees and potentially that.
Yep.
So, Bernard saying primarily as an Empire player, but have CIS Empire. I play as attack, using Vader ATST as a focal point for attack, melee or stand back, and pulverize enemy units one by one. So Bernard's saying he's looking to make friends in Legion. So yeah, no, he's a good guy. But toying with a bounty hunter list, just hard to work into my list. I'm slightly disappointed that Bernard's not here toting his double lat triple bike list. So he was disappointed I didn't play that in the first round of the league. So
Yeah.
I said maybe.
Um, so one other thing I'll say, you're talking about the terrain. A lot of people that play, because this is a fairly standard terrain set, a lot of people that play this the first time see the height of the elements and the expect them to be blocking. There are a lot of doorways and pass-throughs in this terrain that the first time people play, I feel a little bad. They miss it, and you start shooting through there, and they go, "Oh, didn't realize that was there." So
Yeah, that centerpiece definitely has a throughway there. The piece that we're moving around here, the back quarter, also has a
yep,
pass through. I'm gonna move the dice box on this side just for now, so you guys can see the clones. I
yep.
think that was
So just kind of a something to look for when you get to tables is not don't always take just a top-down view. Make sure you understand where the sight lines are through the terrain as well.
I believe that was commander activation there. He didn't flip the token when he started activating, but that was I believe Anakin moving uh, down the stairs and sort of
Okay.
maybe a slight different route to the middle there. So trying to get some cover.
Or is he running out there to clean up that scout and on his way to the middle?
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be surprising to see if Matthew just doesn't leave that down there for late game harassment because I think if Anakin
Yep,
overcommits there, he might put himself out from contention in the middle. And I think you do
that could be.
need to respond to Vader, so he might try. He might be trying to straddle two realms here. That being Reagan. You know, you might see him move to the more front edge of that. So. All right, and just so players know, they're not actually moving terrain here. There's little cutouts that go underneath those pieces that they're pulling off, and then that way it still identifies where the area terrain piece, and they can just move that around, similar to trees on a base. So, just in case you guys are curious about that, or players will reinstall that hopefully in the correct the correct locations. So, but we're trying to keep the aesthetics up here. So. So this looks like we're going to get a Vader activation. Oh, sorry, never mind. He's an operative in this list. There we have Anakin shifted. Sorry, Anakin on the top side shifting down. And then we have just I think checking to see if Vader can be seen from his present location. So I think that was a single move. I'm not sure if what we're doing for a secondary action here. He is the speed 2 of Vader. Yeah, there he is. Vader just lining up right along those stairs, which are subsequently right behind that center pillar. So hour 35. So an hour bird here, just moving through deployment and turn 1. So players are playing quite methodical. I think we're going to see a lot of not slow play, but slower play here on day 2. So. Yeah, just Hendrik, if you weren't able to watch the games yesterday, if you want to see this list play again, it played in game 2. If you want to see CIS, they played in game 1, and Empire played again in game 3. So quite a few. I think there's 14 Empire lists in the tournament. So if you're looking for at least Empire representation, so far you have no less than 3 games to pick from. A lot of measuring, a lot of jockeying for position here. So, all right, I think they just did a quick sweep there. We were moving into turn 2, so I'll just update that. So again, not much happened there, as to be predicted. As intercept is typically a pretty slow round 1. We'll wait for the cards to go in the box.
Yep. So I agree. We didn't see a lot happen, but we did see one scout unit get wiped. We did see one clone get half wiped. So there was a little bit of shooting, a lot of jockeying for position, I think. And I expect to see more of that this round, a little bit more firing. But I think as the game goes on, it's going to get more and more aggressive throughout.
Yep. Oh, agreed. We'll just wait for cards here. I think Matthew's ready. I think we're just waiting on Reagan at this point. Turn 2 is a pretty critical turn. I feel like any of the scoring rounds, and really 4 through 6 are quite important rounds. I find that there's a little bit of backing off in 3 typically, as players sort of consolidate losses and sort of angle their approach for 4. 5, you really need to get in position for 6, and obviously 6 is
Yeah.
all about scoring. But yeah, 1 and 3 can typically be a bit of a slower pace. Another thing with the intercept is you have to really manage the turns, because remembering that it's turns 2, 4, and 6 that you score, but it's that last turn potential is the last turn you play. So doubling up the points, if you only play 4 turns, it's actually going to add the points to turn 4. Versus if you only play 5, 5 becomes the last one. So we do have
Yep.
Assault Invader's Might here. Interesting. I think we're
Very.
potentially see a unit get tossed to get blasted, and that could be the Wookiees here. So, yeah, very interesting play here. And I apologize for the little bit of glare there. I might get players to try to use the middle of the box. I think there's a light just angled in quite poorly here for us. So. I'm just going to go see if I can adjust that glare, Michael, just to see if we can
Yep.
to better position.
So, Henrik, to your comment about preferring several decent units to a few really good ones, I think this is actually an interesting game to watch because the core units all have upgrades in them. A lot of people will play with naked core units, being no upgrades, where they're trying to pad activations and save some of those units in the back for objective capping. Both are valid strategies, but I think even though the game has vacillated a little, right now we're more in the not including heavies and other upgrades in core units, but that those upgrades can make them much more threatening. So kind of evening out that list, which is what's done here on the Imperial side. So
All right, cool.
yeah, Bernard, I think burst of speed was a nice upgrade to Vader, but it's not actually in this list, which was interesting to see. So we'll see how that plays out.
Speed 2 Operative Vader, I don't think you see as many bursts of speeds, just
Yeah.
because he is Speed 2 now. I think from a
Yep.
Speed 1, he would have taken it a lot more. So I think it's just a card sleeve actually is causing the glare there, because I could not.
Yeah, I think so.
Just to give you guys an update, Gideon unit is right above the Dallas Open, right above the Open symbol at the bottom.
Okay.
2 T21s leading the way, and then it's Snowtroopers down the middle with Vader in there. And yeah, it was clone phase 1s at the bottom of the stairs with the Wookiees, clone phase 1s behind the Saber, clone phase 1s backing up here with Anakin. So that's what we have going on. So that
So looks like we had Vader moving up first. I'm guessing that's a scatter shot on the Wookiees.
looks to be. Looks like he does put a wound there. And I think we're going to see, as mentioned, going to just see the scatter here, and I think that's just going to be a scatter into more range and almost forcing the Wookiees to need to respond.
Well, I'm guessing that will get him in range to throw with Vader's might.
Oh, for sure, for sure. This is what I mean. I think this was just a play to pull those Wookiees down deep.
Yep.
And just get them off the table as quickly as possible.
So the flip side of this, though, is what we could see here. The Wookiees do have a token, so if they get pulled in, they might just charge into Vader and hang out there the rest of the round.
No, absolutely. That very well could be, and Matthew might be okay with that, just given the fact that that next time he might be able to go with a push on that, and they might be buried
Yep.
deep where it's going to be difficult to get them in order. Looks like he's going to, and he also has force push, so he did a shot with a scatter, and then he's going to Vader's might. And
So I believe Vader's might requires wound rolls, right? Yep. And then there's the force push you were talking
force
about.
push, yeah. So I think we're going to go real deep, just to say, are you going to go with these now? What are you going to bury into? And
yep.
There we go.
So no wounds on Vader's might. But yeah, I like operating the Wookiees here right away, burying them into Vader inside so that they can score the point.
Outside, I think, right?
Well, back towards the clone line.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yep.
Sorry, that's what I'm inside the scoring zone.
Gotcha. Yes, yes. Yeah, and I think that's like now it's you are gonna need to.
Oh, Vader. Oh, does Vader have Relentless? Sorry, I haven't played Vader in a long time. Yes, he does. So yeah, I think now if you want to save the Wookiees, you need to charge into something. I don't know if they can get to Vader or not. Or are they just double backing?
And that's why we got the overlays so that we can relocate that exactly for them. But to be honest, I think you're probably okay with this on Matthew's side because you're still going to be in range 3 of them, and now they've done nothing, and they're unable to respond to your ability
Yep.
to push into the middle. So you don't have the fear of reprisal of the return melee here either.
Yeah, probably not the melee, but these are the ranged Wookiees. So if Padme or Anakin get standby on them,
Agreed.
they do have Overwatch as well. So
Agreed. And I think though what you might see Matthew do is you might just see Matthew try to punch enough shots into this that
Yep.
any return fire, even due to standbys, would be fairly mitigated in a sense. So there we go, and relocate it to the center. Yeah, that's pretty close. Perfect. Michael, do you know if the links got shared to the Facebooks of the world?
yes, they did.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. All right, so that is
As long as you approve the
oh yeah, the other
terrain one.
Yeah, actually get in there and do that, but I will attempt to do that.
Lots of white dice.
Yep, big shot. This will be a T21 Storm here. Looks like 3 crits for sure. Likely into the
Probably into the Wookiees.
looks like only. Well, they must have. How did they mitigate anything there? Overwatch Bowcaster. Sure, somehow they
Must have only been 2 crits.
look like 3 for sure, but that'll be another or a wound there.
Second wound. There's 2 stacked up there now. So.
Yeah. Should be one from Vader's scatter shot, I believe.
Yep. So yeah, I think though if you're the Wookiees right now and you've taken those 2 shots, you're not feeling terrible about.
Nope. Is going to be a saber here. Going to be a displacement on or a suppression added to clone.
Clone.
Really, that's more aggressive with the saber than I would have expected. Unless he's really going to use it as a blocking piece. Can't block off too much due to that tall tower, but
Yep.
there we go.
But that does help protect that side arc a lot as well.
Yeah, definitely protects the side arc for sure. Scouts, I think, come around into that side arc still. Okay.
There you go. Get out the smaller movement template.
Yeah. There you go.
It's good to remember that even though you have speed 2, you don't have to take the speed 2
Yep,
unless it's compulsory.
absolutely. All right, so I see a move there, and then a Rico here. Suppression for the clone. Sling that
Yep.
up there so I can get Gideon. See, Matthew's really skirting around, and you guys know that he's got that unit on the bottom here. He's got the unit here poised in the middle bottom, um, to really kind of filter into those points, right? And that's really going to cause the clones, if they want to stay on that top side, they're going to need to be able to respond down. So I think just skirting into the edge, you don't need to be in the middle. You just need to be on the edges here. So saber shot, not sure what that's into.
Looks like 3 crits a hit, and I can't tell what the other one is.
Surge there, then another hit there. So we're gonna have
5 into something.
5 in the box. I'm not sure what that's into. I believe that is 3 fails. Yep, there we go. So 3. That was in a T21 storm. So light cover was the result there. That's why that one black was removed. So 5 over cover. Lost 3 out of 5. So it's about average. That is a little bit glary, but I think that was a special forces.
Yep, look like it there.
I don't know if I can get that dimmed down a little bit for us to see those. I go maybe,
There you go. That's better.
I'll go down a little bit darker. That way we can see it a bit better. They're really white, and so turn it down even a bit more. Hopefully that's not too dark for you guys. But if I go there, I think you guys can see that. Let's tone down the coloration.
Yeah, that looks much better for me, but for people on the streams, that
Yeah.
help out.
I can see it a bit better as well. So. All right, so we have scouts moving up here. Those scouts, not to forget, they got to throw 8 black dice. I would love to see this shot, to be honest, go back into that Wookiee squad just to really start diminishing any punch from those Wookiees. Obviously, we'll be in Anakin range here potentially as well, but you might want to make a move here to. It's okay to. Yeah, there you go. It looks like it's definitely gonna. So I believe they've established that they're going to get range 2. All right, so all right, so 8 black. I think. I feel like we're going to the Wookiees here, players.
Yeah, I think that's where they were measuring, and
it 3 or 4 times, but I'm not sure if one was agreeing that it was or wasn't. Or we'll wait for the dice. There we go. I think that is 5. I see there.
I think so. Let's take a couple away for cover. Yeah. Oh, must have been 4.
Must have been 4. That looks like we'll lose
another save for the Wookiees.
I think we'll lose
We'll remove a mini though.
Yeah. Go 1 model. There we go. And I'm sure if the Wookiees, yeah, they must have rolled off their suppression, but I think they should have 2 suppression at this point.
It might be stacked up there.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Perfect. We got an operative pull. Thank you, gentlemen, for the etiquette on street. Everybody's been fantastic with all of those requests and asks. I've been trying to keep it to a minimum, and it's no one's, I think, felt anything's been too onerous.
This looks like Padme moving up.
Yes. Just going to try to get making sure she's kind of out of the line of fire herself. She's much more of a supportive unit. She's got a great spot. There's a couple cruxes. She could be in behind that saber. She could be up on those stairs and really have a nice line of sight blocker there. She's going to move up and take a dodge. Okay, there is going to stand by. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting, was that standby either to help the Wookiees or let the tank shoot again.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, with the Overwatch there, it's key. So another special forces pull here by Matthew. So it could be unit on the top side.
I think in fact, it's the one that's left.
I think it's the only one that's left. I was going to point out that the other one has vacated the premises. So a little bit of a challenge here. You're not going to be able to get to state range 2 of the saber without triggering the standby unless you're able to get outside of the arc. In which case, it still could trigger it and shoot at something else. So it's a bit of a great. I guess it's a bit of a tough spot for Matthew, but good positioning here by Regan to have that sort of answering all the questions that Matthew's going to pose here. So it's a little difficult to shoot that off because that previous measure by Regan was to ensure that I think the Padme standby cannot be removed. Without potentially triggering the range 2 from the saber tank. So
yeah, so here I think you trigger the standby or you back up, and it looks like
I think he's going to try to swing out and be out of arc if he can, or stay out of arc, stay out of range 2, and then move again potentially just to mitigate the arc entirely. So. Yeah, so I think there's the arc. He could go as tight as he could be to there. I'm sure if he realizes he's going to potentially trigger the standby and shoot something else, but. Yep. That's what I was expecting to happen. Not sure if Matthew was wanting that to happen, or knew that was going to happen, or was expecting that to happen. But either you'll take this, you'll take a double shot from the saber almost every time.
Oh yeah. So. Oh, did he just shoot into the?
Oh, he actually is going
scouts.
Yeah, but I think he's just going to use this. Does he have a twin blaster on that? Oh, he does have a twin blaster on that. So yeah, interesting.
Oh, I wonder if he realizes that he can shoot something else.
Oh, you know what? I think he's split firing here, Michael, potentially.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That makes sense.
Because I felt like he pointed there, so with the light, can you do ducky cover, light cover, improve cover? Yeah, so I think you do take Eddie at the top side. It looks like it's 4 down below. I think it's 2 surge, a crit, and a hit. I could probably make that slightly larger. Let me go to card view here, just to give you guys. I'll have the largest dice cam here, so we know what's shooting at that point. So, all right, looks like we do have a block. All right, so that's what we kind of see. There's a saber. He was shooting at the front T-21 Storms. The scouts have swung out to the side. Not to forget, the scouts still have a secondary action here themselves.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not sure I like the split fire there. I would rather try to take that T-21 out.
No. Yeah, absolutely, Michael. Because this is one zoomed in a little bit here, but what you'll want to, this is so you can see where Padme is backing up the saber and etc. But at the top side there, Michael, where those scouts are, there is that piece of right where that hand is. There's that little pagoda type piece of terrain, and I think we're going to see Matthew move there and then probably cohere in behind that, which he is doing right now. and that really gives him. I'll move this down here. That really gives him, some cover there, and he's not going to take a lot of shots back. There's really not much that's going to. The Wookiees potentially could shoot there for sure, but he's really pressuring multiple angles here for the clones. So um, Reagan's going to want to make sure that he's not losing track of all the potential threats. Threats in from the bottom center, bottom left, top middle, and then certainly moving right to left here.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing. Talked a little bit about earlier. All the upgrades that are on the list: the heavies, the grenades, the the scouts got a whole lot better with duck and cover. I mean, throwing 8 black dice is a big deal. So there are threats all over the board. It's not like a lot of lists where you have a empty rebel trooper unit that you're not real worried about. You just have to keep them out of scoring. Every unit on the board can do damage. Um,
No,
so
yeah, absolutely. So still about midway through turn 2 here, hour 12. So it's a bit of a slower pace for sure. Um, and again, that's something that you need to keep in mind when you're playing intercept. Like how many turns are you going to play an intercept? Because if you're playing for 6 and planning that your moving day is 5 through 6, but you only play 4, you can come up short on your plans. So
yeah,
one of the reasons that I kind of don't love the idea that a game can move a bit slower. Just because I do always plan for 6, because my intent is to play 6, but circumstances may dictate that you don't get there. So need to pay attention to that, particularly in this scenario. Really liking and looking forward to these snows putting in work here in this middle. Extra body flamer frags. They hit like a truck when they arrive. So
yeah, no doubt.
there is 2 of them, just in case there was any doubt. All right, so here they come. The first of the snows. Again, just keeping in mind this is round 2, so it will be a scoring round here for players. I think currently we have 1 clone and 1 Wookiee in the middle, and we have Saber, but it doesn't count. The leftmost objective is covered currently by 2 units for Reagan, and the back objective is covered by Matthew. Matthew's just responded to the middle here with his first unit.
Yep. And I think here's where we're going to see that steady and the increased distance to range 3 be very helpful.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. So he will be scoring there. Just a quick check there by Reagan. And now with that Padme standby spent, there's no
Yep.
no fear of the Wookiees coming in and hitting these snows at this moment.
Exactly.
It's kind of the angle you see. So yeah, really, it really is this bisecting piece of terrain and wall here through the middle, which is going to cause some concern for players moving back and forth. So that's from the clone vantage point there. So a lot of real estate
Yep.
at this clone end
Yeah. And
moments.
I think that bisecting is really going to hurt the clones a lot more because that tank wants a field of view
Oh, absolutely.
where it can
Yep.
spray whatever it wants.
And even turning
And the
turning in is not going to help it from that particular position. So
exactly.
I think that was 3 potentially. Could have
I
only.
think it was 2 that went away from heavy cover. I think it was a hit and a surge.
Okay.
So it's just going to land another suppression.
Yeah, it looks like you're right there, Michael. Yep, just going to land. So there's pressure. There's a core activation there on the Reagan side. Gonna have these clones activate down on the backside. Gonna guess they're probably not gonna do too much considering it's scoring, and Anakin's probably gonna be vacating from there. So gonna do a quick tap there.
Yep.
So gonna take
Yeah, I think they're just going to want to try to get shots at that scout unit down there if they can.
field scanner is gonna be the option there taken by them. Let us know where you're checking in from. If you missed checking in before, we'd like to know where people are hailing from and where you're consuming the content. It's going to be a whole heck of a lot of nothing going on back there, as to be expected at this moment. There's a core unit. You will probably have a very similar response from one of his units on this particular turn as well. Looks like he is going to continue that pressure on those Wookiees, which I think that's the correct play here. This is going to be moving out to the. Let me get this free item here real quick. So we'll see what he grabs out of the box. Boom. Not sure what he's going to take. Did not let us know what he took, but I'll figure that out after. All right, here we go, Michael. The next press up here. So it looks like they are playing the terrain is difficult. So heads to speed 1 here. Potentially not, though. That is another snowtrooper, but I think they are playing it as difficult because I believe I saw Vader move through the terrain at speed 1 as well. So
that would make sense.
Kind of a dense jungle, difficult light. It's going to go here, out here.
Okay. Yeah, I think where the Empire's at, if you can just start picking off one threat at a time from range, you're sitting in a pretty good spot. And then having all that short range ability when you close in late game.
We're going to need to acquire a sweater here. I'm at the AC or Dallas. We're still with snow in Saskatchewan, so I'm not used to this sort of indoor coolness here. I go outside to get cool. There we go. Another wound pumping into the Wookiees more important.
Yeah, it looks like Padme shared the dodge off to get rid of one of them, but
three suppression. I think stacking up on those Wookiees. They got Indomitable, which is great. But nonetheless, you sometimes don't make those rolls. As you don't make red saves, so that can be a thing. And I think limiting the actions of the Wookiees again would be a secondary prize to removing models. So
absolutely.
All right, we got a big range 3 measurement here coming in. Speed 3 measurement, I should say. Speed 2 measurement here. I'm not exactly what's over there is measuring or move speed 3, but looks like some pre-planning here.
So R2 moving around the back, it looks like.
A little R2 doing a little sneaky back there. So sneaky that he just jumped out of line of sight there. So not sure you're going to be able to see him from there. Not going to see him from there. Top view, I guess, will be the only way we'll get him. Look at that sneaky R2. So R2 probably just staying out of range of those scouts, to be honest. Scouts would love to slide down and pick that up. It's a perfect, nice core activation here. Chat's a little quiet here today, chat. Feel free to ask questions. Anything you want to know, can check out information for you. Questions about Dallas Open, life questions, financial questions, all that stuff. Michael will handle all those ones, but I'll help you out with the stuff.
So. Probably not.
Why is the sky blue? Any of that stuff you want to know?
Because if it was green, we wouldn't know where to stop mowing.
That's okay. Fair. Yeah. I don't know mow my own grass, Michael, but I do appreciate that to help out the guy that does. So I cannot do grass mowing. It's way too difficult for my allergies. So looks like we do have I think it's the other snow unit here, the other full snow. So sliding out to stay within that back objective. But looks like he might have a range 3 shot to the Wookiee. So potential to put another suppression on here. If at all, he'd probably would just be able to see that wounded Wookiee. We'll just see what players determine here. I do see here and see dice. There we go. I think it's just going to be one suppression.
Yep, but again, stacking them up.
Yep, for sure. All right. It's core activation. Great. That'll be the last of the cores back here. This is the one that was been at the back for a while. Going to tuck up here and maybe support some of the work going on here. Maybe be a nice response unit to the scouts. Trying to potentially see if he can get into scoring position. I think he needs to tuck right into that very corner if he can reach. Again, keeping in mind that we are unofficial scores, but I believe that gets him there if I was.
Yep. Looks like it.
Yeah, I think so.
So it does give him a 2-1 on that center right now.
Yes, sir. Actually, I think it gives him a 3-1 because I think that other clone unit is still tucked in right behind the Wookiees at the base of the.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, so
you are correct.
I think there's 3.
Forgot about that one there.
Yeah. You might be willing to give up the middle here. So any acts eliminated. Yes, there was a full naked scout trooper unit eliminated right in front of the Saber, basically where those models currently are. There used to be another unit there, so they are gone. That was like Act 1 of the clone turn, and then that's basically all that's gone. There's 3 more stormtroopers removed on this side. There's a Wookiee removed on the other, and then a couple, one floating wound over there as well.
And 2 clones out of a unit.
2 clones out of a unit. Correct. That's correct, Michael. What is left to go here? It's just that T-21 unit. He's just going to try to see if he can get up those stairs and score. It just puts him at 2, unless the other clone is not in fact scoring. But I believe by this estimation they are. That
Yeah, it looks like it probably is.
That stair there, Wookiee's other clones behind the Saber. I think that gives us 3 there. Oh, hour 1 minute officially called there by and we are at an hour 1 minute, so we're doing all right. Might differ by a second or 2, but I think we're on pace here.
Yeah, it looks like move around and take a shot at the Wookiees.
I think that getting into scoring position wouldn't have accomplished anything there, and I think adding suppression and potentially a few more wounds is more advantageous at this point. Just giving up.
Or maybe that was a double move to get there.
Might have been because he might have had to vacate light terrain there, but same premise holds that there was not going to be an advantage of stepping closer to the middle at this moment. And I think you see that Matthew has responded by shifting over to this side of that linear terrain piece, as you suggested, Michael. And as I previously suggested, I'm not quite sure why the scouts might not have taken that same route, but he might have just again trying to make Reagan decide which side are you going to go with your Saber and then respond accordingly. But if he went all, then he might not have done that. So.
Oh, okay. Fisher calling off that storm was suppressed was why the only one moved. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, now that you've moved the suppression token on there, clearly I see that.
That's why we like to have people in chat keeping up with all our mistakes. So
there's a lot.
I think we'll get there eventually.
There's a lot to track here. That looks like to be some Anakin measurements here. Again, he's got that back objective secured. So at this point, it looks like it's going to be a 2-1. And just keep in mind that I've continued to make the error of not changing that icon. So it is, in fact, Blue Gar, not Blue Empire. So I was told the stream was going to be double Empire, so I thought it'd be clever and get prepared. And then when it switched it, I forgot to change it again. Yeah, there was thoughts that it was going to be double Empire. We just weren't quite sure how the TTO was going to kick out.
Yep. Can we get another view? Oh, so Anakin is down there behind.
Yeah, responding to those. I think responding to those scouts. So I think that, to me, telegraphs that we're going to see an Anakin card played. Otherwise, I just don't think you're going to be issuing an order that far. I think it'd be out of range. So. You could play a generic, I guess. So
Yeah, but that it does kind of take Anakin away. Well, he's a few moves from getting back into the center of things, I
yeah,
guess.
so he's outstretched Padme,
That's what I'm trying to say.
which you just took a measurement there of. So um, I think that might have been an Imperial officer moving up there and taking a shot.
Look like a save on. Was that on the Wookiees again? I'm wondering. Yep. Another suppression on the Wookiees. That's at least 5 I see there, maybe more.
Yeah. I think we might see a sweep happening here. Yep, there we go. All right, let me update the overlay. Boom, boom, boom. 3. I'm just going to get official score from the players. We'll be right back. All right. So in fact is going to be 2-1. So let me click on that. That was the officer who went on that last shot.
Okay.
There's a hollow projector on the unit that's in the Empire scoring zone there.
And did you see command cards there?
Oh, I did not. Did they play them already that quick?
I think they did.
Oh, there we go. So it is covering fire, and this is where the fun begins. In fact, we did see an Anakin card played as someone predicted. I think it was the only option there. I disregarded our team chat there, but also telling us that you had an echo this morning. So luckily we got that. We got a chat.
Yep.
So thank you, team chat, as well. So it was just another setting that as we work through this new gear. By the way, it's fantastic. So thanks to all our helpers for that stuff. It's really making this. It's good. It's all on the user end at this point. So all right. So it looks like we have core, and core. So yeah, a lot of that. So Gideon coordinate there, or is it coordinate? Yeah, it's coordinate. I said direct.
Yep.
Coordinate for the Empire. I'm just so used to the droid shade. Who am I kidding, Michael? So hey, lots of units out here, and then it looks like we went to Anakin, and then we have a core unit getting an order there, and I believe that is the core unit that moved up second, so that should be the full one there. So yeah, core. You bet.
So yeah, it looks like actually 5 cores out there on Empire because I think there was an HQ uplink in there as well.
Yeah, HQ uplink on the Gideon, and then I think there's
and his coordinate.
Yep, you bet.
And then the 3 off the card.
Correct. All kinds of core. Kurt, you're missing 2 more cores there. Should have said core. I think that's 5. All right, so 54 minutes. That's pretty close to game time. We are round 3, 2-1 Gar. Keep in mind, blue is Gar. No, it's me. It's a fail on my end, Kurt. I failed to specify the appropriate number of cores there. Kurt, my last opponent in team, in the league. So make sure if you guys are not aware, we do have a league running. It's free to enter, of course, and you can play lots of games in there. Round 2 is about to get going. I think band's wrapped up. We'll get the band information out. We're a little slow because we're here, but we'll get the band information tabulated. You guys get your lists in. I think we are starting around May 6th or 7th for round 2. So once we're all home, we'll get that all sorted. Right, so we'll be all right. Okay, that's it's a move to touch. I'm not sure if he's going to be meleeing that. I highly doubt it. I think it's going to be a move to shoot here. There's a standby happening in there, so there's a standby token there, I should say. So see what happens after the trigger there. I think if you remain in that terrain, I think technically you need to go speed 1, but let's see what they decide there, Michael. Oh, I should probably drop a dice cam so you guys can see things. There we go. All right, so shooting the standby off. The standby triggered first, I guess. Off the move,
Okay.
that's like 4. Interesting.
Looks like into Padme.
That's not a had range too. I was thinking you could have just done the shot, just shoot the standby off, and then moved. That's not had a range. All right, that's 2. Interesting.
Noah scores currently 2-1. Gar.
Yeah, I can pop that up. Boom. Just disregard Gar's blue. But yeah. All right, Canadian Bears going into round 2. Got a blast in round 1. That's good. That's good. All right, that looks like an operative. I caught that correctly. It is. So an operative activating here on the Gar side. That'll be Padme. Padme took 3 there, turns out, Michael. Oh. They quickly grabbed the 3, and Padme took 2 there.
It looks like Padme's activating now.
Yeah, Padme is definitely activating here. Rolled no suppression off. Is going to tuck up behind this unit there. It very well could be a Yavin-esque inspired table. I don't think there's any named planets here, so to not infringe on anything, but inspired table. I saw Boba Fett's starship over there. Not the slave one. Definitely was not the slave one. It's Boba Fett's starship. All right, so Padme moved up here. Yeah. Michael, how are you in chat and here in person? This is
I'm a wizard.
You are. That is fairly accurate. Fairly accurate. Looks like Padme moved up and then said, "I will retake this standby." So. Communicating with my wife, seeing if she's watching the stream. I believe she will be enthralled and watching it.
Oh.
We'll get her in chat. All right. I haven't seen anything flip. Oh, he must have activated that special. He must have pulled special forces there, Michael, because I see a special forces token now up. There we go. Is that what you saw, Michael? There's a special force.
I missed it. I apologize. I looked away for a moment
because we had the 5 core, and I did not see the special forces token come out there. So we must have pulled, because I see two Empire have or 2 Gar have gone, and then the 1 special force on the top, 1 special force is here on the bottom, and I haven't seen another red token come out. So they might be having some discussion there. So. Michael, can you do me a favor? Could you pop in the group chat the link to the stream?
Yes, I can.
So my iPad here
As
just
soon as I find it.
It's 3-4, I think, with the reroll there. There we go into the Wookiees. Okay, yeah. So he was doing that Special Forces unit, and that was just a shot at the Wookiees there. That'll be 2 more. That'll be removing another model in the Wookiees, and I think that puts the Wookiees back up to 5. Thank you, Michael.
You bet.
There we go. Yeah, so Michael, down to 2 there, and then 5 on the Wookiees there. That'll be a real quick pull there by the core doing another standby. That's a 2-man unit, and then I believe we see Officer Becky get pulled here. It looks like she's going to do a spotter real quick, spotter to the snows. I think those snows are in great position to move forward, and
Yeah.
Flame, and I think between Flame and Frag that would be that'll be a lot of hurt on those Wookiees. There is a standby. There's a standby there, and Padme does have a standby as well. But I think a little bit more softening up of the Wookiees. That looks like a quick shot in there to put a 6 pressure on that. I'm just looking at that briefly to give a count on that.
Yeah, there's at least 6 there.
At least 6. So as you can see from this angle here, and you wouldn't even tell that there's any clones basically positioned in that center point at all. And then looking back this way, you can see kind of that angle a little bit better. But Reagan really taking a position behind here, and then he's got a weight of Empire moving towards the middle. So. All right, and here we go, Michael. As promised, that is going to be a snow trooper unit moving up. Oh, hey, there's my wife checking into chat here. So,
welcome to your family.
Yeah, welcome to the family. First-time viewers, long-time listeners. Generally, it's from the basement and upstairs, but I should say a good morning to Zuri. She'll like to hear her name on the stream. Should also say good morning to my wife. She'll be less excited to hear her name. So, that's a way to take out Wookiees right there.
Wookiee down, Wookiee down.
Poke them with a range ruler. So, yeah, we're gonna see a big shot here. Not forgetting that these have an extra body as well as frag grenades. So I fully suspect that we're gonna see a lot of black and red dice coming in here. So, and with blast, no cover. There we go. There's additional black that we should have seen. And that looks like we're going to get a full boat of 7 coming in here. No cover for these sad Wookiees here. So Wookiees do have 6 health. So unless we see 2 saves.
I think there was a wound token in there somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe that's
I think
not.
I got smoked out from the last unit that shot them Special Forces. So I think we're going to see 7 saves here. And unless we see 2 blocks, I think we're going to see that Wookiee squad gone. And I think that should take the Wookiees off unless there's a surge that somehow share off somebody. But I don't think there is. So I think we're not going to see a panic Wookiee squad. I think we're just going to see a removed Wookiee squad. There we go. Actually, pretty nice, Kurt. Let's be come down to Dallas for 4 or 5 days hanging out with you guys. All right. I'm missing swimming lessons tonight, the very first one, so that's sad. That's the first one I missed, so I'll have to make up for it when I get back. All right, that is a Saber tank pull here. Really sad the Wookiees limited. That was a lot of potential power there in that middle, seemingly to respond to these soft belly snow troopers that were going to move up. Kind of really puts Reagan on the back foot here. That's going to be a sad looking scout unit here too. I think he's okay with this in terms of Matthew, because really you have to commit the Saber tank to be now using actions to move around and change firing arcs, and that if my Matthew here down behind that tall terrain really is going to put him in a good position to not have to face that Saber. And let's not forget, we do have an Anakin But let's also not forget that we do have a Vader coming up. So that is going to be 5 by the looks of it. But I think we're going to see 3 go away here, Michael, to do the
Yep.
cover. And
Nope. So looks like 1 wound.
yeah, I'm not sure how they're ruling that terrain. I'm not sure if he's out of it or in it because technically he moves speed 2, so he should be out of it. But maybe they're just giving 2 there. So cover 2, I mean, should. So it looks like we will remove another model, take a suppression, but not probably what he was looking for a return on investment due to that saber shot.
No, I think you're very happy as Empire. They're taking 1 wound for the full saber activation.
Absolutely. So it is round 3, 42 minutes to play. It is 2-1 Gar. That being Reagan is blue, Matthew is red. All right, so Matthew doing a little bit of a shift back here. Okay, maybe realizing that not so much is needed to flood that middle. Maybe trying to get a little bit of room between the Anakin push, or maybe just going the other way entirely. So maybe realizing that he couldn't get the shot he was looking for by going that way. So we are going to go here. A little forward coherence is interesting. So you just got to watch out for the potential to trigger some standbys here, which he will trigger, I think, right now. And I don't know if we're going to see a shift. I don't just going to see a straight shot from the clones. That will be 2, but I think you're not going to negate the cover because I don't think he's touching that front section of the stairs. So it looks like he should be taking a suppression here. Oh, I think he maybe shot down the scouts on the bottom with that shot instead of the unit that just moved up.
Okay.
Looks like they put a suppression down there. All right, so should see a shot here. I think we have maybe 6 white dice. Or is that T21? Is that sort of 2 black and 2 white, Michael, or 4 white?
T21 is 4 white.
Okay, so should see the 6 white here. So that'll be 2, 3. So maybe 1 over cover here. Granted that they're probably giving him heavy. Okay, there's multiple rerolls there. Oh, yeah, 2 aim tokens. My bad. Oops. One of the wrong times. Oh, geez, he should have rolled a white. Will look better. So 2 there, and I think there's only 2 in that squad. Not sure if they can see over that. They need to decide. I think maybe we'll probably want to check that with a silhouette. No, because they are not. Yeah, maybe they just ruled that you couldn't see that. Fair enough. So it will retain a model there. It won't be an activation white. That's really actually quite important for Reagan there because that does keep another act on the table. It had already gone, so perhaps not overly important, but for potential next turn, if he still can't see it and that just stays there nice and safe, then it's going to score. So back unit, I really feel like this back unit's not going to have much to do. It can pop out and take a shot this round, non-scoring, but will need to certainly be dedicated to go back there next round. Although we may actually see Reagan bring R2 down to actually just cover off that back objective, Michael. I can see that might be a thing.
Yeah, if R2 can get there in 2 rounds to cover that up would be.
Well, I think he has R2 actually tucked up on top of those stairs, so that might be. I think R2 is just taking the scenic route to get there, but I believe that
yeah,
we see happen. All right, so if only players had the convenience of the round rings to help them. You at home get all the fixins here, as I've come to learn is the phraseology here. All the fixins. It's a very very Dallas term. Well, at least I mean I've heard it said a lot, so maybe it's not local to here, but certainly not something I usually say when I say fixins.
Oh, it looks like
tools.
That was fast rolling, but 2 of them gone.
Okay. Yeah, looks like 2. Yep. 2 saves.
So yeah, it looks like he's keeping his options open with those clones, where he can either sit and shoot from that circle next turn or move up if he needs to.
Yeah, 100% what is happening there. So, I was going to say I think the unfortunate part is I think there's a world where they are just in the open now.
Yeah,
the alignment. So But I think that is the insurance policy that he's looking for here, because he has R2 up on the stairs on the backside. R2 quickly went earlier and just did a roundabout route to get there. So no threat of secret mission. I don't believe in this one at this point. 38 minutes to go on the clock, round 3. We are picking up the pace. Round 3 was significantly faster than previous. Somebody just ran into the table. It's great. Earthquake. No, we'll have a range 3 shot here. I think we're going to see another 6 white dice. Or sorry, that will be more dice. It'll be 8 white dice on this one, because it's a full squad coming in. I don't know if they have multiple leaves. I think they just have 1. Looks like 3. Wow, that's great. That is actually going to be a 6 there. Don't think they're going to have any cover from my estimation, but I am not at the table, so see if they granted them.
Looks like they do.
Interesting. I don't know where the cover is coming from.
That box might be enough to get 2 of them behind.
I don't think. Yeah, maybe, Michael. I think there was a world where you could have negated that for sure. It doesn't really matter though, but I would have loved to have found a shot where I did not have to have cover there.
Yep.
I think there was a world where that could happen. I think if you just swap both of the front 2 guys, which I think you could have easily done, but nonetheless, Regan.
3 of them down. Yeah, so that now you really need to tuck that guy back in there and just keep him safe.
Yeah, and he's losing clones at an alarming rate at this point. So single leaders will still score, not a problem there, but certainly not an ideal situation here to be down to unit leaders and 2 of your clone units. Looks like we have Anakin potentially getting ready to pounce here. That is, I won't call anything. That is technically not allowed to do that. You cannot use 2 measurement tools at the same time. From my understanding, whether you're them together or not, you just can't do that. But
you can use 1 attached measurement stick and 1 attached range ruler and 1 movement piece simultaneously, but not. But again, the player's game. So
something is players discuss, and that's probably worth a mention at some point. You might be watch the stream back, who knows? But yeah, I don't think there's any ill intent there for sure.
No,
you could have done 1, and then you could have just moved over and done the other. That's fine. So, but just something to kind of note. So, all right, looks like he's moving over and doing a little bit of saber throw. I think maybe here. Does he have saber throw on Anakin? He does, in fact. So
yes, he does.
Just ends up picking up that unit that his clones did, and now we're going to have a force push here, tying up Anakin, but really protecting Anakin is the intent here. So,
yep, and Anakin should take a suppression there as well from the 1 pip because he did not go first, but it looks like they may have forgot that as well.
They have forgotten that. That is correct, Michael. Good point. That's a great shot of that A-wing there, by the way. All right. All right, so... Let's give you a mirrored view of that. So just going to swap that one around quickly. That is Matthew moving up. I believe that is the Gideon. I believe that's the Gideon unit there moving.
Yeah, looks like it. But yeah, I think overall now it looks like the clones are in a very difficult spot. There's a lot of troopers moving towards the middle for the Empire. The Wookiees are gone. The tank is in a unfortunate position.
Yep. I'd like to see a shot at that back unit. I know it's a lot, and potentially you could find a world where you split fire, but where Matthew is just pointing right now, I think that is the correct play. You need to do that.
I think at this point you're up in the game, and you just start eliminating any activations you have the chance to get off the board. Keep the pressure on. Basically get the game steamrolling.
Yeah, you're okay. So all right, I think he might be going for the unit off the middle based on that, because again, I would have just found a world where
it looks like he's doing a split fire.
Yeah, he's attempting to do the split fire, or was that a?
That looked like it was into that single clone and perhaps one of the
I don't love the split fire option here because
No.
you might find yourself in a boat because I think that's going to be a nothing to the middle as well. I really think that you need to both, if both were going to be in heavy cover, I think you need to put the massive dice to ensure that you get over that cover there.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
And that's what I was talking about. I'm not necessarily looking for the chance at multiple eliminations, perhaps a optimal play. I'm just taking stuff off the board.
Not on a
It's
scoring turn. So
yeah.
that's what does it for me there. I get if that was a scoring turn where you're like, you know what, I'm going to eliminate this because R2's not there. But then at the same,
But even then, I think you're still trying to eliminate that one to keep. There's no score over there then.
yeah, I was just trying to justify it that I think that if you're going to make that play on a non-scoring turn, you might be able to take that pounce, but because you're looking to eliminate activations to really force the Anakins and the Padmes and the Sabers of the world to go before some of your softer units,
Yep.
the way you get there is by eliminating activations. Because right now the clones are still sitting on 7 activations on the table.
Yeah.
You could have them at 6 to start the next turn. And that's not to say that there's a world that it doesn't still happen, but there's a world where he could have actually had this clone unit down to this army down to 5.
Yep. And here we saw Vader move up. I think he's trying to see if he's in range for a relentless, but it doesn't look like it.
Nope. And then the clones are out activated now, so he's got that back down, and he really can't do a whole heck of a lot with his back unit because he too has to dedicate. So there's not really a world where he can go back and safely protect us with the officer, unfortunately, because there's a world where that saber just turns around and says, and then he ends up losing a potential point. So he's got to navigate this. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Matthew actually do a double shift down below, just to be kind of out of that eye line of that saber, force it to take either a range 3 shot alone. And then his move back to the middle won't trigger any standbys. So that's exactly what I think he's doing. He's just relocating down a bit lower. Just say, hey, I'm down here now. Saber, you're going to need to at least rotate to see me. And I'm going to put as maximum amount of cover here as possible. So, all right, I'm just going to run to the table real quick, as I typically do, Michael, just to make sure.
Okay. Yeah, so 18 people hanging out with us in chat. Thank you for being here on a Sunday morning, spending that time with us. Love to hear what you think about the game so far, how you think things are going, what you think the plays need to be for either side to close this one out. And if you're just sitting there listening or hobbying or watching it later, hope you're enjoying it. It's nice to see some live Legion.
Round 4, eh, guys? I have 30 minutes, 26 seconds on the clock. It's not official. Pretty dang close. All right. Here we go. All right, let me get that. Round 4. Players are aware of the timing. There we go.
Looks like we got cards right away.
That's not what I want to do. I wanted to go to that one. So we have Implacable here, and you underestimate my power. So love the Implacable play on this turn.
Yep.
Because on a scoring turn where you can have your Vader go twice and potentially pick up those acts, that's big plays right there. Big play.
Yeah, and especially where Vader hasn't been damaged yet, so you're not. I mean,
right.
Things can happen, but at this point, you're not real worried about taking that wound to get his token back in the bag.
No, you absolutely are not. So,
I think the other thing though is forgetting to give Anakin that suppression. The flock could have been played this turn and prevented Anakin from.
No, for sure. So, I'm just getting a report from my wife that that Zuri was exceptionally excited that I said her name on. Always good.
Glad for that.
Yes, me too. Makes it all worthwhile.
Exactly.
I mean, would be better if she was playing on stream. That's a few years away from that. So,
someday soon. Get back home, get her playing.
Next year she'll be the same age as Jace, so that'll be good.
Yeah.
4, just for those tracking at home. I think people are asking, but I think we're going to see Jace. I think he's coming in game 2. So. Game 2 today, and I want to thank, like I said, Brian, Paul, and Michael for doing double shifts here today and yesterday. So that's fantastic. Appreciate that.
So here again, only one measurement tool at a time.
Yep. Even those 2-speed range 1 rulers is not technically allowed. So that is a move there. I don't know if did he get to range 1 of that back guy, Michael? I didn't quite. Let me just drop that scoreboard for a second here.
Yeah, I think he pulled Anakin out there.
Yeah, I think this is the play. I mean, I think it was fairly telegraphed when I saw the implacable that he's going hard into Anakin here for sure. I think you need to save your scout. So no, is it word? Yeah, word. I mean, we're typically always kid friendly. We don't swear or anything like that. Don't say anything inappropriate. All of our jokes are inside jokes, and they're all quite harmless. So yeah.
So there was a choke to get that one off.
Yep. And I guess I did mention yesterday, but I'm getting a great appreciation for all the folks out there streaming. Like Fifth Trooper did a big production at Adepticon, which I imagine was a lot of work given how many players were there. David Endless, he's done streaming. Multiple Twitch streamers. Like it's quite a bit of work to get it. It's more if you have to travel with all your gear. So I have an appreciation there now as well. I'm a little spoiled that I cast in my house every week, but no, now I have a feeling for the other side. So it's not deterred me at all. This has actually been super fun. Other than I have real bad FOMO for not playing in the tournament itself, but this is a great consolation prize. So
it looks like Vader's up to 2 wounds now. Took one for the implacable and must have taken one off of Anakin swinging in.
Yep, fair enough.
If I can keep track, I don't see Anakin's flipped over, but I'm assuming that's where the second wound token came from.
Yeah, did Anakin not take any wounds there, Michael?
I don't think he actually attacked Anakin because he moved up.
Oh, you know what?
And then pulled in.
Oh no, he did. Did he eliminate that clone?
Yeah, he choked the clone.
Okay. And did he get the other clone by the stairs there? It's really hard to see in his tokens.
I don't think he.
No, I don't think he did. No. Okay, good.
Did.
No, I didn't miss that. It's just so really hard to decipher where that clone, where that core token is. If it's straddling the guys on the left or the top side or the lower side of the stairs. So I'm just gonna go see if that clone's still there. I think I see.
Oh, Vader took one from Gemso. That's where it came from. Thank you.
Off the spending, yeah, for sure. Always forget about Gemso, to be honest. It's just, and I forget even when you tack into Anakin. It's just like it's such a kind of a strange interaction that you don't typically. It's how the Dewback got killed. Remember?
Yep, I do.
Just choking on Anakin's arm. All right, sorry, we can't. I guess I could have just switched to the far side view there and just figured out what we were doing with the saber. All right. There's a saber. There's a wound next to the saber. All right, that I think is Officer Becky going there, and I think she's going to do a spotter and electro, so 2. Nope, no, there he is. Okay, he was really tucked in there, so unless that's 2 moves, I don't know if you can do it like that. But just based on the angle, I don't think you get there, but fair enough. It's been decided by players, and there we have a core pull. Oh, nice.
Here we go, using that opening.
Yep, this is sneaky play here. Not sneaky play. It's a very alert and aware play. That if you aren't aware of it, it can seem like a gotcha moment.
Yep. That's what we were talking about earlier. Is understanding where those paths are through terrain.
Yeah,
that
with your
sometimes if you only look top down, you miss those things. But make sure you take a full look at all the terrain when you start your game.
Yeah, and discussing with your opponent whether whether this access way something that we're using, just moving and shooting through, or are we pretending that it's closed, or just having that agreement with your opponent. Whether can you go in here, can you not? This is a frag snow flame shot here, just in case you guys are curious about it. That looks like we're getting 7 there.
Yeah, I'm assuming that was into the tank.
Will
Oh no, never mind.
will not be any cover there.
I think they picked up those clone or tokens. Yep, picked up the clones.
Yeah, I just popped it up. Coming over to check to see what round folks were in. So yeah, we got the TV, so now people as they finish up their games, now they're interested in what's going on in the stream game. So we have it sort of set off so they don't have to interfere with the players. So yeah. I'm glad somebody remembered I was even back here, so to come ask, just checking on me. Yes, still breathing back here. Yes.
So what do we have left on the clone side now? We've got the tank, Padme, Anakin, and R2.
Yeah,
is that the extent of it?
Let me run real fast, Michael, just to confirm what clones are still where. Just real fast. I feel like there's one clone still tucked back in there, and I think that.
I think that one just got shot off the last.
No, but that was the one that went from the other side of the stairs over.
Okay.
Let me just check though. Let me check. Okay, so there's actually two separate units. They're really hard to see, Michael, but there's one directly behind the saber, like that little white pip.
Okay.
And then the one is tucked in, and so the other one that's tucked in on the left side of the saber, that was the one that moved around the stairs, and the one that is tucked in, that is the unit leader of the unit that just got flame fragged there.
Okay, so there are actually two units of clones left.
Yeah, so there's two there and Padme in the middle, so he's three on the middle to, I think, Matthew's. Not sure. I think it's three because I think he's got Becky in there. Plus, plus the T-21 on the bottom, and then I think Gideon's unit could easily get there this round as well. And then depending on what happens with Anakin, Vader, as to where they end up. So got a core pull here.
Yep. I think the other thing that could happen though is that Scout can now make it up to contest the left one against R2.
Exactly. So earlier, very early discussion, as we said. That I think is just there to create a bit of a harassment. Again, asking a very early question. What are you going to do to dedicate back here? And we talked about having if you have one and I put one there, you need two. If you put two there, less do you want to put on the middle. And it's and I think it was an uphill battle in intercept for sure for the clones from the get go. And knowing that Matthew had the last cancellation, he probably canceled to intercept. I can't verify that because I did not ask. I don't watch turn zero. I just get the cards, but. Like very strong likelihood that Matthew identified that he had an advantage with intercept.
Yep, and I think we've said it a couple of times too. With that big piece of terrain in the middle, that's normally where you want the saber tank to be able to harass the whole game, and getting that blocked off to where you have to pick a side makes that strategy a whole lot more difficult.
This is a slight insult to injury play. If that supply is still open, this is Matthew moving in, getting the steady shot as well as the. I'll gladly tap your supply and see what you have in your box. Mine weren't that great on my end, but I'm going to see what you have in yours. So see if he in fact does that. I assume that he will, and this will be I think another flame frag shot. I'm going to guess it. Padme. It was all red dice there. No.
Yep, that might just have been all frags because into Padme it's only one flame shot.
That's true. And I guess she doesn't have cover there, so ouch.
4 wounds.
She is.
And she had 2, so
I think she is gone. So, yep.
Picking up Padme.
That hurts. That really hurts.
So I heard some conversation recently about people not playing grenades. Here they are showing why they're maybe people should think about them.
I think you're going to see people re-rocking grenades, especially with some of the new units coming out and some of the abilities to get units into. I think buses are going to be a thing again. So I think seemingly the Shadow Collective will be able to take one, but I think just buses are just good, and maybe people didn't get them the first go around because they thought they were good, and then they got a little bit of a nerf, if you will. I think they're still good. I still see quite a few buses around it.
Yeah,
buses are great delivery devices for grenades. So, I think
buses are one of those units like Tauntauns where they were too good, and then they got got brought down to good.
Yep.
But because they weren't as good, people stopped playing them.
Yeah. Or maybe this, like I said, missed the first go around with them. Like I was just
Yeah.
last weekend, I was up there. People were buying up buses. There was a little bit of a fight over the how for the store and how many buses people wanted. So I think in the end, everyone got the buses. I think there was a few in the back shelves, but but just suddenly it was just like, hey, 3 people getting buses because they heard Shadow Collective could take them. And it's just, I like when things come out that really just fire up. And I'm going to be a strong advocate here when I get back to the podcast about talking about naked scouts and how much they can do, not only from my own experience, but just this weekend and seeing Matthew play him a couple times and a few other players as well. So so if you got those on the shelf and you haven't played them, there you go. Maybe give them a whirl and see what you can do. All right, so they were going to get this rotation. I think, like I said, I think this is what was anticipated here by Matthew. This is what Reagan needs to do. It is going to be difficult to take these guys off. It can happen, certainly, when you open with a shot like that. But I think he's in a position where he can still fall back a couple units and potentially be there for the score. So it's quite a few shots. I'm not sure what kind of cover he's getting. Probably, wow, that's a great save there.
Ooh, yeah, if you roll like that, I think you're okay.
Yeah. Well, what did you say yesterday, Michael? You said great dice roll. I answered by great dice roll. I think it was the something.
Yeah.
Like that. So, yeah. So just removing one there, taking a suppression and really feeling, even next turn, I think he can almost weather that again. It's hopefully it doesn't get shot so much, but there's an operative pull there. So I believe that is Vader's second go around here. I believe he should have got a dodge off the first one. And does he not get a dodge off the second one as well?
I believe he does.
Yeah, so I think that was
but they might have missed the errata on the card. They might just have looked at the existing.
Might have here. So I think the play here. Interesting. So pushing him back to score. Or just shy of scoring, it looks like. So, yeah. And then moving Vader in to score himself. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. And as you said, those scouts have yet to go. And they could potentially and do that. So very, very clever play here by Matthew. So if you're keeping notes at home, maybe put that one in your playbook. So a great swing here. No dodge here on, there we go. That's 5. I find Matthew does that a few times. I'm not sure if that's just a dice thing or what likes to roll one extra at the end. So I think that is 3 and
2 damage.
2 there, I think, if I remember, if I saw that correctly.
Looks like it might be a 3 down.
Yeah, geez, I'm not sure what happened there. So maybe maybe there's a surge there that he has a surge to convert. So, or maybe there was some sort of table discussion that we missed there. But
yeah,
it looked like 2 there for me. But we won't.
That's what I thought as well. But not being at the table, sometimes it's hard to tell.
Won't dispute with the runes that are played. So, so this is another operative pull here. This time on Reagan's side, and this is R2. R2's moving into position to score. Tie that back objective. Okay. Again, our rings are not official, and those are the outside ones. So there may be a little bit of distortion there in terms of scoring. If they agree to scoring, it's scoring. Core unit here with 14 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Play.
Fisher said Anakin had a wound from the previous attack, so he took 2, and they replaced the 3 with a
perfect
3 indicator.
Keeping track of the wounds for us. So
thank you. I appreciate that we have you guys watching to tell us what's happening.
Yeah, I don't always see the hand switches. That's good. Good point. Good point. Thank you, Fisher. That looks like just a dodge back there. Single action, most likely. I think he's got just Anakin left here. Clones are really getting whittled down. So potential scores on the middle are 2. And he's got Anakin to potentially push that to 3. He's got to score the back with R2. So 3 on the middle is
well, but I think here you force push Vader out. He does have force push on Anakin, so the same moves that Vader's been making, Anakin can make back.
He certainly can. He certainly can here. Although I don't think
I
he's.
wonder if you actually want to. No, yeah, no, you need to do it that way. So,
I don't think
and
he.
then move in and get the point.
Yeah, I don't think he could score the point on the middle. That's what I'm saying because I think he's.
Yep.
I think Matthew's sitting at 4 on the middle at present, and there's no way that you're going to get the point there. So he's going to secure the back point potential for him. That is Anakin's commander token there, by the way. It needs to flip over. But there is a world where that scout, I think, Michael, if it doesn't roll off, um,
Well, he'll still get one move.
yeah, we're doing all right. As our
Looks like a saber throw.
with most of the updates, it's just depending on where we're looking at the particular screen. I'm only looking at screens, so we may miss a token here or there. So, but the players are pretty good at updating us. So, okay, so he did kill that scout. So there's no option for.
Oh, okay.
He just
Yep.
did that now. So.
Nice.
But that was the play, and I guess that was what he had in mind to secure that back objective. So don't think of a threat that can happen there. We got the scouts to come down here, so he's getting a single action off these scouts.
Scouts have courage too, so we should get 2 actions.
We'll get 2 actions. That is correct, Michael. Thank you. We'll get 2, and I think he's just going to try to take that shot into the one trooper there. Should be heavy coverage.
Yeah, so I'm not sure personally if I take that shot or if I just move in to be scoring.
Well, he's already scoring 4.
Okay.
To 2. So just try to get that.
Yeah, when you say it that way.
Yeah. One more activation, so that look like 2, maybe 3 over cover there. He saves them all.
Saves them all.
Yep,
Red dice again.
Yep, that is a thing. And that's that Special Forces unit. And I think he still has 1 core left because I don't think that T-21 squad with the AIM token, there we go, there it is, has gone. So that, unfortunately, though, I don't know if he gets any other than shooting Anakin, which is okay at this point. And I think he's already scoring. He's on the rim if he's not, and it looks like, well, based on the fact that he's likely not to move here, I think he just take a second aim and shoot. Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do here. So that's a good opening right there. Anakin will have apparently no cover because there's no suppression next.
Yep.
So, does miss there. He does have a second aim though. Does hit another 2.
Oh man,
I think that might be 6
like
total.
8.
Is it 8? I think it's.
I don't know. I lost count. It was a bunch.
It was 7, in fact.
7. Split the difference.
Does have a surge, so I think he takes 2 more there.
2 wounds.
Yeah, but not enough to kill him, which is very fortunate considering how many shots were into them there. So he is on 5, so that puts Anakin 1 more away. And we are going to be moving into.
But again, high attack rolls followed by high defense rolls.
Yep. Oh yeah, no worries. Sorry, guys. Got a crowd over there looking for things. So, what's that going to get it score?
Yep. So I think that should have evened out the scoring. By my count, 2-1, so it should be a 3-3 game. But I think the activations and wounds on
9:48. All right, so getting that score updated to 2.
Yep, so we do have a 3-3. And unless they go real fast, this is probably going to be the last round. Which is going to make it difficult for CIS to take the middle, I think.
All right, so now of course we got a crowd at the TV, so they're on me about getting the updates up for you guys. So, all right, I have 1v2. I think Reagan played the 1 pip there, so he's going for the priority role here. So looking at that, we got Empire really dominating that center position here. We have Empire on both sides now of the wall, and we're looking to close out the victory here. So
And I think
Friday night fights gear on site. Yeah, that's true. I think I see 5 or 6 jersey running around here today, so out in full force.
I think they missed the suppression from Anakin's 1-pip again. So maybe after the game, Sean, you just want to point that out that that's a thing.
If he does not go first, that is correct. Yeah, I'll make sure that I remind them on that. And there was the other thing I wanted to remind them on was the implacable dodge. Just trying to remember that too. So
Yep.
I mean that is
also, I think they missed Anakin's 2-pip was updated to give him defend 1. I'm not sure if they got that or not.
I see a dodge.
No, it looks like they have that. So,
Yeah.
yep, I guess they're getting that one.
And just to point out that Michael's not pointing that out to be a criticism of them, but they do have 2 more games going on, and so knowing that as an Anakin player, just to pay attention to.
Bear got the corrected me. The Anakin has endurance, so even though he's picking up the suppression, he's getting rid of it.
Well, then that is, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Jeez, look at these guys with the list in front of. Yeah. See, you guys keep us. We're not prone to mistakes. All of them, just some of them. So no,
this is why I like to watch games with 20 of my closest friends. They can tell me why I don't know what's going on.
That is great. But I do think they did miss the 2 dodges on implacable there. So that is, again, my point being that we want to help players out when they go into their next games, not influence this one as to, hey, you know what, just pay attention to this, or don't forget that you get this buff, or don't forget that you have this this ability kind of thing. So if we notice something, and that's what you should be doing with all players, in a very constructive way, not a critiquing way or anything like that. So, all right, well, here we potentially go, and I don't think here, Michael, I don't think anything's gone yet, right? So technically, I guess he wouldn't see a suppression here if he does choose to go with Anakin. I think playing a 1-pip, maybe he's doing that, particularly I should say, because he is sitting with 5 wounds. So there we go.
I think so. You want to slam Anakin in, I think, to that. Well, I don't even know where you want to slam, because I don't know what you're going to be able to kill off of him, but you want to get him into something. And
I think you're going. I mean, can you go kill Becky?
Probably.
Yeah,
and then force pull something into yourself to hopefully protect him. Give yourself a little bit of protection.
Yeah, full insulation for sure. I think you could pull that 6-man unit in and have full insulation. That way you don't at least get killed by Vader. Letting stormtroopers or snowtroopers, whichever you choose to pull in, be the ones taking a whack at you.
Okay, so it looks like he's going to pull into the.
He's going to go from there. I think he's going to pull. Not sure if he's basing or not basing there. My eyes aren't that good.
Yeah, I do like your idea of going into Becky and then pulling something into you afterwards to isolate.
Yeah, I think he's actually just going to
try to take the one.
I think he's just going to. He must have moved directly into them.
Yep, I think so. But the problem here is you can't actually take them off the board, I don't think.
And I don't think you want to swing here either, because you don't want to leave another area for Vader to get into you. But maybe at this point he's looking for max devastation. So depending on what kind of player you are, sometimes that just feels good. If other things aren't going maybe your way, just swinging and hurting in a game's context, just to specify. We sound clip that. That'll be 6 going into those individuals there.
Okay.
Their names, but sure they have them.
Oh, yeah, he did have tenacity, so maybe he does get them.
I mean, there's a world where it could happen. Got some Pierce on board. That looks like a lot of surges there. I think
that's what I thought.
Blocks. So
and I see a lot of picking up. Yep, he did get them.
Yep, and
so now he can move into Becky.
Yep. Question there from Anthony, if you want to handle that, Michael, so I can just...
Yeah, so when a mini enters melee, the owner of the unit that he meleeed or entered the melee with gets to cohere. So in this example, when Anakin moved in, the Empire player gets to cohere around Anakin as they see fit.
I guess a small exception to that, to Anthony, just to pay attention to, if Anakin had pushed a unit into melee, then he would actually get to cohere the unit off the force push. It's a little bit of a different context. It can look very similar on the table, but there is a small distinction there. So in that case, it didn't look like he forced push. It looked like he had made base contact, and then owning player, meaning Matthew, would then cohere his unit in. If Anakin moves and does any force pushing into melee, in that case, Anakin then gets to do the configuration. So I see that a lot in like unit like hostage exchange or recover the supplies, where you want to position that box against yourself, as opposed to your opponent maybe positioning the box away from you. Just some differences in how that approach might be taken. All right, so it looks like he's going to move Anakin somewhere in that opening. He's covering the whole center, so he is now the intercept position. There we go. Just put a little tree there to make sure that you really can't see Anakin. So that tree was already there, by the way. But
and
I think he pulled
Becky in.
Yeah. And I think.
Oh yeah, it looks like Anakin's back in the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
And Becky's the one actually touching the intercept.
Yeah, I think the intent there was to be minimizing the ability to base contact and kill Anakin. Yep. So with that in mind, there is still 2 clones and Anakin on the center. We now have Becky. I think Becky is safe. And we have Scout, Snow, T-21, and Vader that can all move to the middle. So if the... it's really going to depend on whether the Saber can kill... If the Saber can kill the back point, then it's going to be a question of potential points, because R2 can claim the back, or Matthew could just simply move to the back to tie the back, deny the point, win the middle if he can, and then get the back if he stays alive. If the Saber shoots him off the back and both left and right are contested, then it's going to come down to just who owns the middle. So I still feel like there's a world where the Empire has, this is frags, and it looks like 5 going into, and there was the reason the black was in there as opposed to red is because that unit does have cover. It is now dead, but you throw the black in there to get the blast off the grenades to take the cover away from that clone. So he is now dead. There's only 2 in the middle. There is 4 scoring units, 4 to 2. I don't know there's a world where can really do enough, and I think if that is the case, you just simply move Vader in to contest that back objective.
I think if R2 moves up again, you might even be able to, if you want to be mean, kill R2 and control the back.
Yes, I think there's a world. I'll just move that scoreboard temporarily. I know that people are watching, so I don't want to here. I don't want to cover over too much, but
yeah, because I think I'd want to keep R2 as far back as I could there, because now Vader could move up, pull, and swing at R2, and you're not contesting the back, you're owning the back.
So, hey, you can, if you want to slide up, and I can put you on speed type to that. So,
hello.
All right, we got another Michael joining us here. How did the game go?
It was a good game. Yoda is something that I've never experienced before, so that was quite the experience to have.
Okay. Get dub?
No, I lost 2-1 on key positions.
All right. Well, they're going to have to return the jersey then. So
absolutely. I'm no longer the real Sean Morris.
just kidding. Michael out there representing some more Friday night fights. So this one's
nice.
Super tight. So just so folks at home know, the timer has run out here. They do get a 15 minutes and can finish this turn. They just cannot start any new ones. So I'm just going to close off the timer so there's no confusion around that. So this being turn 5. There it is. There's the judge call right there. Time in the round has been called. And there's the warning about not finishing any and hard dice down. So this being 5, this will end up being the last round. Therefore, points will count as 2, even though the card says in rounds 2, 4, and the last round, it typically is 6. In this case, it will be 5.
So what do we got? We got what's on the back point for the Imp player?
So it's a Gar is blue. It's supposed to be a Gar similar, but we have R2 here on back point. We have T-21, I believe, back here, or Snows. I think he moves Snows back there. And then in the middle, it's Anakin here, Becky here.
So it looks like he's going to displace the Snows to try to force him out of the objective.
I think he's just trying to create an area where he says you can't go. He has a one Republic here. So it'd be 1-2 for Anakin, 1-2 with Anakin. There's Becky and the T21s here. He also has a Vader here. Vader can go to the back to tie this objective here, or could possibly move to the middle. But I think he's displacing the Snows on the inside. And because if he fully displaces, the unit leader is going to be able to move. He's going to also shift the scouts out. So scouts are going to need to have a world where they are going to need to, well, they're only going to get a single suppression if you displace the leader. And I think he could probably still move around in behind there, Michael, and score that. But I think he's just going for, I think he's going for everything possible here. But I don't think he's going to have enough to deny the unit leader from scoring there. So suppressions around, and I think this is just a play where he attempts to blow the unit off the back, and then force either the scouts to shift back and cover off that point, or be one more body in the middle. So I think Reagan is just looking for Max ability to make it difficult for Matthews. And a fantastic shot. It's actually one better than his last rollout. So can he match this with an equivalent save roll like he had last time? He does save.
Wow.
Or loses 3 still there, and will retain the point. I think that is a foregone conclusion at this point. Yep. That was very close to forcing Matthew to have to shift another unit back. We'll see what players kind of decide on. I think they're having a little bit of a table chat here as to whether there will be more to do. I think they're maybe a world.
Looks like he's trying to figure out how to shoot at R2.
Yeah, I think that's what he's looking for here. There we go. There's the shake, and that'll be the conclusion there. Can you believe the final score from those guys? If you want to get the final score, I think he's going to score. If they're going to decide that he gets, I think it'll. 9.
Yeah, another good game that came down to the end.
It'll be 9-3 imps there. 9-3. Had 3. It's going to get 4. 7. 8-9. I guess they're going to give all. I guess he's going to give them all the points. So fair enough. I think that's what I heard about 9-3. Doesn't matter. Anyways, Michael. Okay. Final score is irrelevant. I think we'll have the Empire take that down. Exciting game. Lots of back and forth. The clones hanging in there with a few extra bodies, as we discussed before. Those just single scoring activations are still single scoring activations that do a little bit of a world. And when you have that single unit on the back and somebody kind of reaches out and touches you like with a saber or something similar. That has potential to take you off. It can be a real feels bad if you've overcommitted or if you just underestimated the ability to take shots there. Matthew honestly weathered 2 really big hits, and I think came out on the plus end of the averages there both times to really secure that back point. So that was good. Yep. I think he had a bit of an insurance policy built in, but had things gone a little bit differently in the middle with the Wookiees and others, I think there was a world where he might have found himself in a little bit of a more of hot water, I guess.
Yep, I agree. And I think also, too, a couple of things. Number one, we talked about positioning, and that terrain in the middle was hard for Gar to start out. But also, we talked about loading up the bodies in those core units for Empire, where you take those big shots, and even if you do make some saves, you have 2 left instead of having a 4-person unit on your back cap that gets wiped off.
Yep.
So... And it made all those units threats throughout the game as well, so they all had to be accounted for.
So the reason they're scoring this game 9-3 is if you take down the scoreboard, Vader is right there.
Yeah,
he's within double move, so
to come kill him. Yeah. We kind of figured that was how that was gonna result out. So I didn't know if they were just gonna give him the 2 that he had for sure, but yeah. So that's the 9-3. Just figuring that R2 would not be in existence. So.
Yep.
So there we have it. So all right, guys. Just because we're tight on our lunch break and we only have a few minutes, we'll close off this stream here. We'll hit that 2.5 hour mark. It'll go live to YouTube, so you guys will be able to find it later. I want to thank everyone for coming in and watching, and certainly for Michael for hanging out with us and doing the stream with me here once again. So if you guys are looking for us, we'll be back probably, I don't know, what's the next round start at?
An hour after the 50 minutes was problem, so probably an hour from 11 a.m. So.
All right, so probably about an hour from now ish. We'll get the stream back up as soon as we get the matchups, and then we'll be a few minutes after that as we get all the credentials put in for each player. But come back, we still got 2 more games, so lots of Legion left to be had. So, any final thoughts, Michael? Other than we greatly appreciate you coming out.
No, it's been fun to be here, fun to watch some Legion. I'm glad the games have been good so far. I expect the games going forward will continue to be good. So enjoy the rest of the day and enjoy some great Legion.
All right, Michael. Thank you. See you later.
Have a good one.
Cheers.